Okay, Julie, let me see if I can help you out a little bit. Doing this in Design Space is pretty easy. You're just going to start with a new project and you can come in and select a circle, and I'm just going to make this maybe a 3-inch. Well, let's go 4. And then I'm just going to duplicate it a few times. Let's go ahead and make it green so that we can get what we're looking for. And I'm just going to pull all of these others out to the side. We don't need them right now. So you have to determine first how wide you want that first band, and then select a circle. And let's say we want that to be, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So I am going to make this 3.875, is it? I think. And that's going to create just a small band. You might want it a little bit bigger than that, a little thicker. Let's go 0.87. And I'm going to get a plug-in error. I'm just going to hit save. I've been having this issue since my Mac updated. And we're just going to call this Fresh Baked. And save. And I'll give you this file and you can do what you need to do with it after. Saved without preview. Yes, I know. I know I have a plugin error, and yes, I'm going to stay on the page. It's going to ask me. Okay, so let's make this 3.8. Maybe. Yeah, that looks a little better. I'm going to select them both. I'm going to align, and I'm going to center, and then we're going to come down here to the bottom right and slice. You can only slice 2 layers at a time. So, and I'm going to keep these circles separate because I know what size they are. So this is going to be I am going to go down from this one, and I'm going to make it maybe 3.6. And that looks pretty good to me. And then I'm going to align, and I'm going to center it. Now what I'm going to do so that I can slice out of this next one is I'm going to weld. Weld cannot be undone. Well, you can until you save and exit, but until then all you can do is undo, which means you have to undo all your other steps that you do behind it. So if you're not sure of your size or your spacing, copy it and hide it before you weld. So I'm just going to go with this one, and I'm going to hit save just in case. And so the next thing I need to do is make that a ring. So I'm just going to take this circle, and with that one was 3.6, I'm going to go with a 3 on this because that band is wider. Let me arrange and move that to the front. And it's going to depend on how wide you want that band as to what you do this one. I'm even going to take this down to 2.9. 2.9, not 2. That looks good to me. Again, I'm going to align and center. And because I welded that last layer, slice is available to me. If you attach, it's not going to be available because you're trying to slice more than one layer. So let me get rid of that. Don't need that. I'll keep this one because I am just going to bring this one in slightly. And that one was 2.9, so let's make that 2.7. And that's going to give me, we're going to put a white band behind here. So whatever you're putting it on, we're assuming that it is white, and the green is going to be your vinyl or your iron-on or whatever. But if it's not and you need it to be white, you're just going to make one of these circles that fit behind it white. And then you've got your shadow. So we're going to align, center. I needed to bring that to the back, right? Yeah. I want to put that to the back. I want to align and center, and it's just so I can grab that one easier. And so I need just another smaller green band. So I'm going to duplicate that one so I don't have to resize these over here, but we got extra just in case we forgot. And I'm going to take that down to a 2.5 because 0.20 is about what we were using on those others. And I'm going to align. Center. Align, center. Now, I just wanted to show you, if you don't weld, see, slice isn't available. So I need to move that. I need to take this layer and weld it, okay? Arrange, move that to the front. Align, center, and again, I'm going to slice. So now I have another band. So there is my outer band, the inner band that's going to get the text. Then we have that band. Now we just need those two little curves that are in your photo. Okay, I apologize. I brought this image in and this is what we're replicating so that you guys can see. What we're going to do next is do those little half circles. And we're just going to make one of these slightly smaller. So it's 2.4. I'm going to make it, just make sure they're both the same. They are. I'm going to make this one 2.3 because those are much thinner lines. Let me arrange and move that to the back. I'm going to align those two and center them. Slice it. I'm just going to pull that out. Don't need those anymore. Don't really need those. I'm going to change that one to white so you have a shadow layer in case you're not putting this on a white object. If it'll change for me. These, oh, I changed the wrong one, didn't I? There we go. Let's change this back to the green so we can see it. Now you're going to get another shape. You're going to get a square. I don't know if it's my internet or if Design Space is having issues again today. Ever since I updated my High Sierra to Mojave through Apple, I've had issues. I'm just going to select those. I'm going to align it vertically and I'm going to slice it. And I'm going to get rid of all the trash here. And I'm left with these two. Now, if you want to distort those, you can contour and get rid of one, like so. And then you can duplicate it and then contour that one and bring that one back and get rid of the bottom one. And now you have two. And you can distort those by unlocking it and changing it however you need. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm just doing the basic for you so that you know how to do that. I'm going to bring that back. And I'm just going to shrink it down some so that it fits into the center of the design. And I'm going to, and you can stretch that out, make it a little bit bigger, however you want to do. Let me arrange, move that to the back. That one is slightly larger, so let's go a little bit bigger with it. That looks good to me. I'm going to align and center it. And again, I am going to weld. If you want to change that, all you have to do is simply click on this design, hit contour, and contour out the pieces you want to change, okay? Simple as that. And next, I don't know if you're going to use coffee or cookies, but let's just get some text. And you might want to do, you know, whatever your word is going to be. You're just going to put that in there. And let's select a font. I am going to go with probably November. Autumn and November. It looks kind of close. It's good. Magnolia Sky, any of those. Oh, I don't want to change the font size. No. Let me delete that. And save. I don't want to save it with an uploaded image because then it's not shareable. And this is what I have dealt with since the upgrade from Apple. And let's stay on the page. Now I have this. I have my text. I am going to letter space and bring those in till those letters touch. You want all of your cursive fonts to look connected. You don't want them disconnected. You're going to weld that, guys. It needs to be welded because when a letter touches, then it will cut out of each other everywhere that it touches. So we're just going to shrink that down. Maybe bring it back up. That one's kind of large. I know you guys can't see it anymore, but I'll bring it back in. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to align, center. Let me go back to my layers panel. I don't want that white circle. Let me just move it to the one position. Get rid of it. There we go. So now I'm going to select this and I am going to, again, weld. Okay, now I have a single layer image and I can still slice. The next thing we need are our stars. I'm going to get a shape, get a star, and I am going to size that down, and those need to fit into that band. So they're going to be pretty small. We may want to blow this up using our zoom tool so that we can see it, and maybe a little bit bigger. I don't want to shred the vinyl or the HTV. And then you're going to need on that particular image, we're going to get that image again and insert it. Don't save with it in there. And then I'm going to just change that to white so that we can see what we're working with. And I'm going to duplicate it. You need 4 because you need 2 at the top and you're going to need 2 at the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to set these off to the side for now. We have our stars. Now the only thing we need is our font. So let's go to, you said you wanted that to say Fresh Baked. And we're going to change that back. And I'm just going to go with Arial Bold. That is a perfect font for this, or black, whatever it is. You could also do rounded, I guess, but that's all in caps. So let me change that. Okay. Now I want to size that down, of course, but I want to curve it as well. So I'm just going to bring it down in font size. You can also just shrink it. And just want to make sure that it's going to fit in there well. And I'm just judging by this B here or the H. And that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to turn that to white. And now so that we can see it. And we're going to use the curve tool. And we're going to curve that in. And we're going to keep curving until we get it to fit in there and look cohesive. You may need to rotate slightly or move the back. It doesn't matter. Whichever is easier for you. Right now for me the back is easier. And to me that looks pretty good. So I am at this point, I'm going to take that and I'm going to weld it. And then I am going to select these two. I am going to align horizontally to get it in there like I want it. And see, if I had done that, I wouldn't have had to. Let's take that rotate out. Perfect. Now let's select it. Before I do that, I think I want to place the stars. Place one there and one there. I'm going to align top. You want those even. Weld those. And then you're going to select that, your Fresh Baked, and this. Align it again. Make sure that you've got it aligned horizontally. Once you do, select the stars, the fresh baked, weld those, select them both, and slice. Now you can get rid of that and that. That portion's done. And now we need homemade in there. So again, I'm text, homemade. And one thing I forgot to do was look at the size of that text, but there's a way. Just going to make sure that I get it basically the same height as that other letter. I wished I had looked. I got ahead of myself. I should have typed them all at once. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that's good. So let me undo that, rotate to a 0. And let's change that to white. And now I am going to flip it upside down. So a 180, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong here. And then I am just going to curve it in the same direction because it is reading that direction. So, and 180 is even. Do I need to curve it more? Let me align. Center it horizontally, and yes, it needs, I may have too much curve on that one. How did I lose my curve? I didn't do anything to it. Okay, so let's undo. Maybe flipping it made me lose my curve. Didn't weld it. Undo. Okay, guys. I don't know. It's my design space. So I'm just going to get it in here as best I can. Maybe stretch it a little. Okay. When all else fails, text. Let's just shrink it down again. My curve tool isn't working. Okay, let me get rid of this. I'll be back. Let me refresh. Okay, guys, all I did was refresh. And now it's working, so let me zoom back in so you guys can see. Now I have homemade. And again, I am going to check to make sure it's the same size. And it looks really, really close. If you're doing this, please, before you weld this and before you curve it, look at your text size. Unless you're doing them all together, make sure that your text size is the same. And here we go again. I'm just going to save. If you guys have Macs and you're dealing with this, please send feedback to Cricut so that they can get this fixed with Apple. And if you stay on the page, you can continue to work. If you leave the page, then you have to basically start over. Just going to hit save. Well, if it'll let me move something so I can save. Save. Just really weird. I am going to send this to Cricut so that they can see what's going on. See, now I can't do anything at all. Let me refresh. Okay, guys, I am so sorry. I had to refresh again. Hopefully I can get through the tutorial at this point. Again, just in case I missed this on the other clips because I've had to refresh so many times, make sure that before you curve this portion that you type all of your text and size it all the same. I've got this pretty close, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I am going to rotate this 180 degrees because it is reading all in a circular form. And here we go again. I need to save it. I am going to send this to Cricut. I am so tired of it. And I have uninstalled and reinstalled my plugin so many times. It's not funny. Probably 12, 14 times. It's not Cricut. I understand it's probably caused by the update that they did from Sierra to Mojave. I did not have the problem until that occurred, but it is painfully hard to design. So I'm going to center horizontally, make sure that that is in there. I've got it rotated at 180, and I'm going to bring those stars in. You may have to bring them to the front. Get them like you want. If you want to rotate them, you can. I think they're fine since it's a 5-point. And see, there goes my image again. Align, and I am going to align top, and I'm going to weld. And then I'm going to select those and this. And I am going to align center horizontally, and I'm going to weld those. Now I'm going to slice it from the image. And I can delete those. And now we have the completed align at center and group. So I hope that this helped you out, Julie. I apologize for the breaks in between and the crashing. I truly do. I'm sorry that that happened. Please feel free to use this file, and you can share it. I will make it public for everyone. And you guys have a wonderful day. Give me a thumbs up on the video. If you're not a member of the Facebook groups, please join the groups. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and give a thumbs up on this video. You guys have a wonderful day, and I thank you.